All right, and this one, guys, we're playing white, and black just moved from knight h1 to g3. Let's do material count first before we really dive into this. So I have 5 pawns. Black has 7 pawns. We both have a queen. I have 3 minor pieces, 2 bishops, and a knight, and black has 2 rooks and a knight. So we are losing as far as material goes. However, like positionally speaking, our position looks pretty active, whereas black is on his starting squares for his rooks and his queen, and his knight is the only piece that's in the game, and it looks like it's about ready to get trapped. Although it is attacking our queen on f5. So let's just start out with the obvious. It's always the best thing to do, and go down that rabbit hole and see if it works out or doesn't work out. And if it doesn't, figure out why and just alter the sequences in a lot of cases, or change the entire move order. So with knight attacking our queen on f5, the first thing I want to do is look at the obvious of moving our queen. So what if we just go queen to e6 check? What's that going to do for us? Queen e6 check. Black could block with queen e7, or he could move with king to f8. So let's say he moves king f8. Well, that would be a terrible move, because then we would have a follow-up of knight to g6, which is checkmate. So always assume your opponent's going to make the best moves. Never move hoping that they're going to make some sort of mistake and then you win because of it. So that's just not how you want to play chess. And as you get better, better players are going to make better moves. So a good player is not going to move king to f8 as black in this line. So queen e6 check. Um, let's look at queen e7. So if he goes queen e7, what follow-up do we have? I don't see a good follow-up with that. And in fact, that would be bad for us because we are losing in down material, right? So it would help black to exchange the pieces and then going into an end game where he has 2 rooks and a knight, and we just have 2 bishops and a knight, because we'll most certainly lose. So, because rooks are way more powerful than bishops in the end game. So I don't like queen e6 check because of queen to e7. There's no follow-up for white. Because if we try to go knight g6 or something, well, now we've effectively pinned our queen to our own king. So black could just exchange, queen takes e6, and well, we'd even lose our queen in that case. But I mean, we could figure out a way to not lose our queen, but the point is we don't want to exchange queens. So I don't like queen e6 check for that reason. So let's take a look at queen to g6 check. That's another obvious move we could take a look at to start. So queen g6 check. If king f8, then we have queen to f7 checkmate. So he's probably not going to go king to f8. He's probably going to go, let's look at, well, you can't go to d7 because our knight cuts off that square too. So king e7. So queen g6 check is met with king e7. And then we have queen f7 check. And I like that follow-up so far. I mean, it does cut him off from the 7th rank. So he would have to go to d6. So if king d6, what do we do next? Okay, so after king d6, we could try knight to c4 check, because we got to keep the checks going, guys. We have to checkmate black here because we don't want to exchange down into an endgame and then lose. So knight to c4 check, and we've cut off the 7th rank because our queen's sitting on f7. So if knight c4 check, you could take with a d5 pawn. So d takes c4, and then now we have the diagonal open. So more importantly, other than sacking our knight, we got it out of the way of this diagonal, because then we could go bishop to f4 with check and keep the checks going. So bishop to f4 check, what would he do? He could go to d5. He would have to go to d5 because our d5 or d4 pawn cuts off the c5 square. and we've cut off the entire 7th rank, and his king's sitting on d6. So he would go to d5. Oh no, he can't. Our queen from f7 cuts off the d5 square. I think that's it, guys. So let's count that out real quick, make sure we got it. So we know why from the top we can't go queen to e6 check, because in queen e7 and we have no follow-up, and black exchanges queens and we're going to lose in the end game because black has more firepower than we do. So if we go queen g6 check, black goes king e7, then we go queen f7 check, black goes king to d6, and then we have knight to c4 check. d5 takes c4, followed by bishop to f4 checkmate. So that's, let me count that out real quick. I like to do this just for myself, just to kind of keep it orderly in my mind. So what is that? 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4. It's a 4-move checkmate, guys, and it's all forced. So that means that there's nothing that black could do to keep us from pulling this off. So I'm just going to make the moves, and then we'll see what chess.com says. So queen g6 check, first move. Yep. So now he goes king e7. We calculated this. Our follow-up was queen to f7 check. Yes, he goes king d6. We calculated that. And then our follow-up was knight to c4 check. That's correct. He takes with the d pawn. And now we're going to follow and finish it up with bishop to f4, which is checkmate. Perfect. So that's +8. That's a 2358 rated puzzle, guys, at only a 50.9% pass rate. On to the next.